A month back, we created the best team for Pokemon Black and White 2, and I'd say it was fairly successful. Today, we'll be starting this journey in Unova with our best team for Serperior, where we'll see what types of improvements we can make to completing this generation's games. As per usual, we'll be banning things like version exclusives and trait evolutions in an effort to make this as compatible with whichever version you're playing as possible. But otherwise, as long as the Mon is allowed before the Elite Four, including legendaries, we'll be allowing it for contention on this team. We'll also be providing where to find said Pokemon, movesets, abilities, and items if applicable. With that said, let's hop into Serperior. Of course, our starter is going to end up being Snivy. Snivy is definitely a Pokemon you're investing into for the long haul, because its early game is certainly rough, struggling against gyms like Roxy and Berg. Though, thankfully, once you reach Alesa, outside of your matchup in the Skyla, we actually have a Serperior that should be able to take on a majority of your later game matchups. Featuring moves like Coil, Leaf Blade, Aerial Ace, and Strength, this gives Serperior a strong option to take on most of your late game. Strength is here, mostly to handle any random grass resistances, as outside of steel types, you should be able to utilize this move into most of your resistances for your main stab. This should also help traversing the endgame, giving you one less HM you need to find a random HM travel partner for. Also, you don't really need to go out of your way to get anything for this moveset, thankfully, which is a big deal considering later options on this team's movesets. Serperior learns both Coil and Leaf Blade through level up, while you'll get Strength from the Castelia sewers from Hugh, and Aerial Ace you'll find in Mistralton City. For your item, we're gonna go with the Leftovers, which you can get from Castelia sewers once you get access to Surf. We'll need to get something strong for the early game to help assist our Snivy and Servine, since they will struggle quite a bit in our first few important fights. So we'll be heading over to Flockacy Ranch to get ourselves a Riolu. Riolu is going to truly be the perfect Snivy partner, because once you evolve it, you get an immunity to Roxy, while also being able to sweep through plenty of enemies due to its powerful coverage moves in these games. Evolving Riolu early might be tedious, but the investment is well worth it when you're going to have a fully evolved Mon before even getting to the second gym. Just run around a lot and make a save right before it levels up. Keep running around and saving every once in a while and it'll eventually evolve. I think it should roughly take 30 minutes to an hour of extra running around. If it is too tedious for you, you could capture a temporary fire type in the Verdant complex. For its moveset, we'll be going with Bone Rush, Close Combat, Swords Dance, and Shadow Claw, as this gives us pretty much perfect coverage into all of our boss fights in these games. While you're waiting to teach Lucario Shadow Claw, which you'll get from Celestial Tower, you can teach it Metal Claw as a strong enough option. But Shadow Claw will be helpful to give Lucario a chance at being useful for Caitlyn if necessary. Thankfully, the rest of the moveset you actually get from leveling up, as long as you evolve in time for Bone Rush at level 19. Lucario's item will be the Expert Belt, as most of your moveset should deal super effective damage to enemies. And you can get this item easily by going to Driftvale and showing the man at the market a level 30 or higher Pokemon. Lucario and Serperior should give you a really powerful starting lineup on their own, and it opens up room for a more diverse set of encounters later on as well. We'll need a really good fast Pokemon for this team that can feature more utility roles, and the best one here will easily be Crobat. We'll get our Zubat early on in Castelia sewers, which will help a lot once we get it to at least a Golbat before taking on Berg. Crobat's final moveset is going to consist of Acrobatics, Cross Poison, Fly, and Toxic. Fly, we thankfully get from Bianca on Route 5. Acrobatics can be learned via level up at 33, or it can be obtained as a TM from Skyla. Cross Poison is a move relearn, so you'll need heart scales in order to get that. The move relearner is available at the Pokemon World Tournament in Driftvale City. I will leave you guys a video in the description below of where to find heart scales in Black and White 2. Lastly, Toxic is a TM that can be found in the Seaside Cave, slightly outside of Undella Town. For Crobat's item, we'll get the Black Sludge from Castelia sewers in the spring or summer. Or you can give it a Poison Barb, which you'll get from Route 22. Continuing our journey, we'll be heading over to the desert routes to get our Sandile, which will definitely be very helpful. Krookodile's dark and ground typing is going to be truly invaluable, and it will probably become your main answer to most enemies for the gyms coming up outside of Marlin. With a moveset of Crunch, Earthquake, Rock Slide, and Toxic, Krookodile will always find a way to put in some work for you on your journey. Earthquake and Crunch will be level up moves for Krookodile, with Rock Slide being in Mistralton Cave. Toxic is in the Seaside Cave, which I previously mentioned. You'll need to get yourself a Soft Sand for Krookodile to fire off its best damage with Earthquake, which you can get from the Desert Resort as well, allowing you to take the best advantage out of this team's arguably best Pokemon. So far, we have a lot of powerful offensive options, and the team won't be settling down anytime soon. While you're going through Charredstone Cave to fight Skyla, you should take a second to catch yourself a Joltik, which can evolve into the powerful Galvantula. Galvantula will need to have Compound Eyes for its best moveset, which will feature Thunder, Bug Buzz, Volt Switch, and Energy Ball. We'll have Volt Switch's TM by this point from Elesa, while Bug Buzz we can just get from level up, meaning we just need to get TMs for Thunder and Energy Ball. Thunder we can buy in Locanosis Town Pokemart thankfully, while Energy Ball you can get via surfing by going to the pond behind your house in Aspertia City. Galvantula will be a big reason this team can handle Skyla, as it'd be your hardest gym in the late game for the previous 4 members to handle. And just to make sure this is as easy as possible, make sure to get yourself the magnet item while you're in Charredstone Cave. For our final member of the team, we'll need a Surf Pokemon, which is going to end up being Starmie. Unfortunately though, we'll need to get a Surf Pokemon to actually catch this Staryu on Route 13. Because of this, we'll actually need to get an Azurill in Flockacy Ranch while getting our Riolu, which will learn Surf and Waterfall to utilize for any HMs we need used. Starmie will eventually learn Surf as well, since it's just a strong water type attack anyway. Its other 3 moves will be Stab Psychic, Thunderbolt, and Ice Beam. You can get Psychic on Route 13 while catching your Staryu anyway, while Thunderbolt you'll get from Victory Road after defeating Hugh. As for Ice Beam, you can get that in the Giant Chasm. Because Thunderbolt and Ice Beam are so late, you can use Blizzard and Thunder as placeholders, both of which are available in Locanosa Town. But I recommend eventually dropping both moves due to their low accuracy. You will have to use Blizzard for Drayden though. Your item is going to be the Mystic Water, which you can get from a fisherman on Route 4 while you go catch your Sandile. The only thing you'll need to get before catching your Staryu is your Water Stone, which you can get really early on Route 19. So just make sure to save this until you get your Staryu later on. While there are plenty of other late game options you can add, including some legendaries such as the Swords of Justice, I think for this particular team, these are your strongest options. For legendaries, I almost threw Terrakion on over Lucario, but I figured Lucario just barely beats it out in terms of coverage for your later battles. And the Steel typing, even as a defensive addition, helps quite a bit because of how overpowered Steel was defensively in these games. I think this truly is going to be your best team for beating Black and White 2 in the modern day for Serperior. But I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts down below. So let me know what types of Pokemon I missed out on, or that you'd want to use with Serperior in the comment section below. Also remember to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, and subscribe so you don't miss any more best teams like this. With that said, I'll see you guys next time.